Hello, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Opinion Boss, and I am your host, Tor, T-O-A. Today we have a very big personality in the house. He go by the names Honorable Ken. I call him Honorable, but you can't call him Mr. Ken. And he's the CEO of Megapoint Record. He's really a big businessman into entertainment and some other accessory as well. I think Ken will be in the best position to introduce himself today. Mr. Ken, welcome to the studio.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, can you tell the viewers who is Mr. Ken?
As short and simple as you have said rightly.
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Ken. I'm a businessman. And that's all.
Okay. Today we'll be discussing about because Mr. Ken has been in EU, in Europe here for quite a long time now, and he owns a record label. And today Mr. Ken will be telling us more information about the Afro-EU entertainment, Afro entertainment in Europe, and he will be enlightening us on some areas why over these years we still finding it impossible or finding it really too slow to get to the top, and the things that are needed to be done in order to get to that top. Mr. Ken.
Yes.
Please, Afro entertainment in Europe.
Yeah.
What is your own opinion? And over these years, since you've been in this town for a very long time now, you've been doing this business for over the years, and Afro entertainment right here in Europe, why do you think that it's still very much difficult to hit, the public, just like what we have in the UK and also in the USA?
Yeah. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you for having me on your program.
You're welcome.
Though we quite know ourselves and we work hand in hand, but for choosing me to be the right person who can actually talk on a topic like this, I think is a plus. So to answer your question, is of a fact that for quite some time I've been part of the supposed NAIJA European music industry. Because I say suppose because the industry is not as it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So that is why there's a clause. Yeah, that's why there's a clause. I have to say the supposed industry. So when we say industry, I think that is what you mean. When you talk about Afro, okay. When we say industry, in the straight sense of words, industry is when people who are into music as an artist, as a producer, as a DJ, is a kind of when companies are together in a particular field, it becomes an industry in that particular field. Okay, so in other words, when we say music industry, that makes a combination of a whole lot. Okay, yeah. But what brings the growth when we're talking about industry here is when the people are working intertwined, when they are like mind. So you get it. So that is what now makes a perfect industry, so to say. So when we talk about the things that have been affecting the industry, like you said, over the years, there are a whole lot. But if the time permits us, we'll discuss few.
Yeah, that is. I think that is the reason why today we have you in the studio, so that because I know over these years you've been in this game, you understand how things have been moving on, and that is why I want you to kind of give most of us that are new in the system as well, give us over these years areas why you guys have really pressed on that couldn't work out the way it should be, and the why that it didn't work as it's supposed, and also with time the way forward.
There are people who have been there even before me. We all put our effort in different areas, and I think the areas which I have put more of my effort is discovering talent. I think this is one of the areas I think personally I have contributed. Yes, and if you ask me for problems and solution, for example,
Yes.
I will tell you that the growth actually is a thing that everybody have to work together. Over the time I've seen artists, pointing fingers to DJs, like the EU DJs don't play our songs.
Yes,
the DJ,
yes, that is true.
actually, they are not 100% right. Yeah, they are not 100% right.
You can say that again.
Yes,
So,
yes.
and
Because
why do you feel that they are not 100% right?
Yes,
In your opinion?
because even the DJs are looking for good music to play. Yes, they are looking for good music to play. So most time, with my experience so far, I haven't been at the time an actor, a presenter, a record label boss, a businessman, work with a club, open a bar, and a whole lot. Being the president of an association that deals on entertainment. I think there are a whole lot I have gathered over the years that I think are problems. Yes. In touring alone, with my experience, we have a studio here where people record. I can categorically tell you that if we have to put the gospel artist together with the secular artist, for example, just in Torino alone, we have over 80 artists.
Wow!
We have over 80 artists. It's massive, and these are the ones I think I know.
Yeah.
There are so many people who are artists that maybe perhaps they are still in the camp, we don't even know them. I'm talking about the ones I know I have seen or communicated with. You get it? So in other words, if we want massive growth, first of all is integration. Positive one,
not
positive
selling
one.
negative image.
Positive one. If when we talk about integration now, I'm not talking about artists as an individual integrating. Nigerians
in general,
integrating.
Africans in general.
If this is to be a country whereby the Nigerian as an individual now, you obey the laws, for example. You have a genuine intention with a white person, whether boy or girl or whatever, and another Nigerian is to make a show, for example. Then you, as a Nigerian who is not into entertainment, for example, you go in there with a white lady.
Absolutely, you can invite others.
So it will be quite easier. But the number one problem that is affecting the growth of the EU industry is lack of cooperation. One. Number two is majority don't understand what is industrial building. Majority don't know. Wow. They just have this belief. They see Davido and they want to be Davido. So they don't know what it takes, to relate with the other person, because life is give and take. To relate with the other person who is into the same field that you're into, with like mind. To me, like I said earlier, the DJs are not problems. The problems are the show promoters.
And you think that the promoters can make things happen, even without 100% with the support of the DJs?
No, the DJs, obviously, you don't need to beg them or approach them to support, because even they need good music. As I'm talking to you now, DJs are always stick to the internet looking for good music to download.
That is true.
They don't say, when your music is making wave, for example, they are the one that will sort for your music themselves. So the DJs are not the problem. The problem, I think, should be show promoters, and the Nigerians themselves should begin to have a different mindset towards themselves. For example, now, if an artist is to be projected by maybe 3 promoters, let's say, no, for example, let's say 5 promoters.
Okay.
One show promoter comes up, we're like, okay, now let's do it this way. You call other show promoters who are your colleagues, because you both do the same thing. Like, okay, I want to give this guy tour. I want to give him 5,000.
Okay.
You know, in this 5,000, I already told him that he's going to perform in 10 shows. Okay, give me 400 euro hosting. So these 10 of them, for example, or these 8 of these promoters, for example, they already know what they want to pursue. After all, they are not in the same city. They are not, perhaps, maybe they are not even in the same country. So they give to her 5,000 euro. They make to her look like Davido.
Absolutely, with the packaging, with the publicity.
They are not trying to make something that is bad to be good. Actually, Toa is a good artist. He deserves it. He deserves it. So what do you do in such situation? If the show promoter can come together to say, okay, now we are 8 in numbers from different cities in Italy. Let's work on one of these artists. We have 3 of these. Let's pick one. Then after 2 months, we'll pick another. Then the host artist give artists the same respect, the same benefits. You know, the same way they give it to artists that they are bringing from Nigeria. You know, so when they do this, anybody that is seeing tour this weekend in Novara, the next weekend in Benjo, the next weekend in Rome, the next weekend, you know, they begin to imagine who is Toa.
Who is Toa? Then the publicity will like,
okay, perhaps maybe in all of these locations, Toa is able to bring out some materials, as in some videos.
Yes.
So when you go Toa, you see materials,
good music,
jobs. You know, good publication.
Absolutely.
Also, you can also go and welcome Toa at the airport, just the way you go and welcome Whiskey. How much does it cost?
All about the hype, making it look like, this is our one, this is also original.
You get it. So, to me, the DJs are not to be approached, but the show promoters are to be approached. And then, the artists themselves have a whole lot to do. What do they need to do as well? Make good music, be sincere with your partner, because more than average of artists in Torino, they are into group stuff, you know, group music, you know. The individual artists are not much. But when you are not sincere with your partner, the other person who is to do business with you will be afraid. And that is why you see that today the industry is not experiencing any growth. Because why? 2 things grows the industry. 1 are the promoters, 2 are investors. The industry lacks investors, and the promoters are doing nothing about it. So when we talk about investors, for example, an artist does not have the capacity to be his own manager as an artist, at the same time to be his own PRO. It's not possible as an artist. You get it now? So when you find somebody who is to represent this and do this for you, I think you people should understand what you are into. And don't be ever afraid to reach an agreement by documents, so that each party will know their limits. Okay. And more to it, you see, when 2 artists are having issue, or when an artist is having a problem with the management, for example, it scares investors. It scares them. If, for example, you're my friend as Toa, you're into a different business entirely. For example, maybe you are into, maybe for example, you work with the government. Let's say so.
Okay.
And I decide to put my money into entertainment. Like now, I want to sign an artist, and I found out, this artist is good, this artist is good, let me put them up, I begin to put my hard-earned currency in this artist career. For example, my time, which is very, very precious to me as well. Connections. And within the shortest time, these artists have few, debuts, and, you organize gigs and the rest of it. At the end of the day, these artists, after a period of time, decide to walk out from the contract or from the management, for example. Meanwhile, when I was doing all of these things, people were watching with keen interest. They were watching. When this happens, they will begin to ask themselves, if this business is like this, I will not do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when an artist is loyal to the management or sincere to themselves as a group, for example, it attracts people to invest in their career. Right. Because when I see you put money on something and it doesn't favor you, I will not put my money.
That is true.
I don't know if you get me. I will not put my money. So if there are few management or there are few persons who is having interest in artist management, for example, then I will advise the artist to be sincere with management or with your group, because people are watching. So you might think you are doing the right thing, but the next person in the other side who is watching, who is actually hoping one day they will sponsor you, when they see that the other person, the other artist just treated the management bad, they will become afraid. It's like when a young girl is experiencing heartbreak. When the right person comes, he will not look the person as a child's play. He will show no much interest.
You're right.
So this is the area I think we're having problems.
Before we go, I just want to quickly ask you this question. We we've talked a lot today, and I just want to ask you this question. Right here in Europe, do you think that we, the Afrobeat in Europe should be focusing alone on just the Afropop style, Afropop genre, or should we also, put our focus a little bit on some other lines of music like the gospel, the R&B, and because I can see these days everybody, and I also want to ask you as an artist, do you think that it is at this our level of coming up, do you think there's any need for which to be creative, or we should just focus on maybe the Davido, the whiskey style of music, or we should do what we love doing?
There will be a total mix-up if everybody does one style of music.
Okay.
Because the truth of the matter is, there are music for the season, and there are music for a lifetime. You get it now? So, as a management, I always advise artists, even if you're making something danceable for everybody to enjoy, sometimes also make something reasonable, because that music that is reasonable, it's what keeps you for a very long time in the industry. So the party one lasts for just within 60 days, which is 2 months. It becomes old school because nobody wants to dance to it again. But when it is something that is informative, your music carries information.
Even the next generation will
also benefit from it. So, and people are good in different areas. So if you're an R&B singer, you can digress a bit,
Okay.
but always know that you are an R&B singer. If you are into soul music,
Okay.
always know that you are into soul music. Even if you decide to digress a bit, but always know your
lines,
your lines of your genre
of music.
of music.
Okay.
You get it now. Yes.
Please, what is your last word? Your advice for the people?
Yeah, my advice is
Most especially the EU Afro Entertainment, which is the singers, the artists,
the singers as an artist,
and the dancers as well.
Yes, the singers as an artist. My advice to them is keep doing good music.
Okay, what about
Yeah.
the DJs?
The DJs don't have problem. I've told you that before.
Really?
No, DJs don't have problem. Some DJs play music even without knowing you. Sometimes you'll be surprised when you have good music. You'll be in a club, the DJ will play your music. They don't even know you.
Yes.
They look for good music.
Yes, I remember the last time I went to Rome. I mean, sometimes early this year. So I was just talking with this guy, and my phone rang, was like, Paddy, no people. And the person was like, I've watched that video, I heard about that music. I was like, that is cool. He said that the artist based in Germany. I was like, no.
And you are the artist.
And I'm the artist.
Okay. So what am I trying to say? So the DJs, they don't have problem with good music. In fact, they need it more than you need it.
You're right.
So the two factors that is affecting that I already know, the EU industry is promotion, which is the promoters. The promoters, then the
sincere
mindset with your team or with your management. Because if you don't have a sincere mind, when artists are out of management within 48 hours, they don't quarrel, you don't come out. Anybody that wants to go into artist management becomes afraid. And as an artist, you might not have that capacity to push yourself. And even if you have it, do you have that knowledge? If you're an artist, you think you are rich enough, you want to push yourself, then you have to employ people. And when you employ people, they have a limit they can go because they are workers. But when you are under a management, for example, the management will do everything possible because they are the one putting their money.
Yes, and they also want to gain.
If I'm an artist, I employ you to be my manager. You might be tired sometimes. When you are supposed to share a post, you might be tired and ignore it.
Yes,
but I will still pay you your salary. I will not even know whether you have shared or not. But if, for example, you are to be a management, you sign me under your label or stuff like that. No matter how lazy you are, you must push me because you have invested in me. You're looking for every means to get back your money.
Absolutely. You're right. That is true.
So this is it. Let them be sincere with each other and be sincere with their management. Then other investors will come in. Because when somebody is seeing that this artist is doing well and the management is beginning to make money
from me,
then
others also want to invest.
They want to invest and make money.
Absolutely.
But when somebody is seeing that he signed that boy 2 months ago, and today the boy is not independent, and the boy even went online to insult him. It will be like, no, this is my money, I have to keep this money.
Absolutely.
The industry does not deserve it. We have so many cases like that. We shouldn't mention names.
I think, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I must say, kudos to you. It's our pleasure as
Thank you very much.
We here in the opinion boards, the full team, we really appreciate your coming.
Thank you very much.
And the viewers are there. I think you guys you helped all so much, just like what Mega Point said today, that we as an artist, we need to work on ourselves. We need to work with sincere heart. And don't forget to drop your comment below, and they keep supporting Opinion Boss. Thank you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and God bless you. My name is Tor.